So I got two grandchildren now.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, I got two granddaughters. I got a grandson on the way.
Wow.
King's about to have a son.
King's about to have
Got a minor request. Hope everybody having a phenomenal morning. Got a small request, man. Stop hitting me and getting in my comments, telling me what to
T.I. didn't just speak, he detonated. The rap legend dropped DNA test results that flipped King Harris's proud dad moment into a public disaster. The baby King claimed as his own, not his. According to cold hospital receipts, T.I. slammed down like battle bars. What started as fatherhood dreams imploded into humiliation, betrayal, and family chaos. Was this protection or a public takedown? Stick around, because it only gets messier.
I don't have no gang. I ain't in no gang. I got family. I got motherfuckers who willing to risk their lives and freedom to die by me and mine. You hear me?
It all started with whispers, rumors, and a whole lot of side-eye. Big Nana, the older woman King Harris had been parading around, popped up pregnant, and King was quick to step into new dad mode. Baby showers, Instagram hints, subtle flexes, it was all part of his attempt to prove he was grown and ready for fatherhood. But behind the scenes, T.I. wasn't buying it. The man's been in the rap game for 2 decades. He knows how the streets operate, and more importantly, he knows when someone's trying to finesse their way into the Harris fortune.
Okay, so some of y'all need to hold off on the baby showers, the photo shoots, and all of that until after we get the DNA test, because you're causing your friends and family a level of stress that we are not prepared for, okay?
So while King was busy ignoring phone calls and brushing off advice, T.I. took matters into his own hands. Sources say the Atlanta rapper pulled strings to have a DNA test run in secret. No public spectacle, no warning, just cold scientific receipts. And when the results came back, negative. That baby wasn't King's, not by blood, not by DNA, not by a single strand of hair. It was the ultimate confirmation of T.I.'s worst suspicions. Now, imagine the scene. King Harris, all puffed up on his I stand on business energy, suddenly faced with paperwork proving he had been played. T.I., papers in hand, reportedly didn't mince words. No soft landing, no sugarcoating, just the blunt truth. And for a family that's been reality TV famous for putting their business on display, this private showdown was louder than any Instagram live rant. The fallout, Explosive doesn't even begin to cover it. To understand how we got here, you've got to rewind. King Harris isn't just any teenager fumbling through young love. He's the son of hip-hop royalty. That comes with a spotlight, expectations, and a dangerous amount of temptation. Enter Big Nana, an older woman whose age gap with King had fans raising eyebrows from the very beginning. People were already questioning whether this was about love or about leverage.
Listen, don't make it seem like I'm the only one on here who got bad-ass kids.
We all go through
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you ain't got no bad-ass kids, you got one and you got lucky. You hear me? Anybody with 3 or more,
multiples.
you got one that you don't know what the hell you gonna do with.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
T.I. saw it, Tiny saw it, and let's be real, half the internet saw it. But King, he was blinded. To him, being with Big Nana was more than a relationship. It was rebellion. It was proof that he could make his own choices without bowing to his father's legendary shadow. That's why when Nana popped up with a baby bump, King doubled down. He wasn't just in a relationship anymore. He was about to become a father. In his mind, this was manhood unlocked. But here's where the story twists into chaos. King wasn't just ignoring the red flags, he was feeding them straight to Nana. Insiders say he told her everything T.I. said, every warning, every suspicion. And instead of stepping back, Big Nana allegedly used that intel to tighten her grip on him. She painted T.I. as the enemy, driving an even deeper wedge between father and son. The manipulation was so strong, King reportedly cut off contact with his family, leaving T.I. and Tiny absent from the baby shower. That absence, it spoke volumes louder than any diss track ever could. Before we get any deeper into this DNA disaster, hit that subscribe button, because if this is how wild it starts, you already know the next twist in the Harris household is going to be even crazier.
I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. This is for I'm for entertainment purposes only. Attention seeking. That's what I do. Don't take shit serious.
When T.I. finally confronted King with the DNA test results, it wasn't just a father-son moment, it was an eruption. The man who once rapped about standing tall in the trap was now standing tall in his own living room, waving papers like subpoenas. And King, he cracked. Reports say the boy broke down in tears, realizing in real time that the woman he thought was carrying his child had been running game the whole time. But don't expect T.I. to play the comforting dad card. Nope. Instead, he doubled down with that brutal, I told you so energy. Remember, this is the same father who went on record months earlier, hinting that he wasn't thrilled about the pregnancy. Fans clocked the disappointment in his tone, but now it was clear. It wasn't just about King being too young. It was about T.I. seeing the con before it unfolded. And when it finally did, He wasn't about to let King sweep it under the rug. The confrontation got heated, almost theatrical. Sources claim T.I. hit his son with lines that cut deep. "You're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing the family." And for King, who has spent months trying to carve out his own identity away from T.I.'s shadow, it was a devastating blow. But the irony? By ignoring his father's advice, he walked straight into the kind of public humiliation he was trying so hard to avoid.
You not gonna get that from me. You just not. You ain't gonna never get that from me. You can go and catch 1,000 bodies. You still gonna be my son. I ain't finna treat you like, hardened criminal. I don't give a damn what you go out there and do. So you just gonna have to. You just gonna have to. That's what you gonna get from me.
King Harris didn't get here overnight. The tension between him and T.I. has been brewing for years, boiling over on Instagram lives, concerts, and even family gatherings. Remember that viral clip of King yelling, "I stand on business" after a game day altercation? Fans laughed, memed it, and mocked it. But behind the comedy was a teenager desperate to prove he wasn't just T.I. and Tiny's son. He wanted to be taken seriously as his own man, but instead, every move only deepened the narrative that he was reckless, spoiled, and out of touch with reality. Behind closed doors, King has accused T.I. of being a fake dad, a man who plays the perfect parent on TV but vanishes when the cameras stop rolling. He claimed he grew up in the hood with his grandma, forced to navigate struggles his rich parents ignored. But the receipts didn't quite match his story. Sure, he spent time with family outside the mansion, but the idea that he was left to fend for himself didn't line up with the luxury perks that came with being a Harris. Fans saw it as classic rich kid rebellion, wanting street cred while still having access to designer sneakers.
About King, right?
Yes.
As much criticism as I receive about my son, I would like to shed light on the fact we all got bad ass kids.
So when Big Nana entered the picture, it was the perfect storm. She gave him the validation he craved, the grown man badge he wanted, and a chance to prove his dad wrong. But instead of elevating him, it pulled him into the very humiliation T.I. predicted. And when that DNA test landed like a bombshell, it didn't just expose Big Nana. It exposed King's rebellion as misguided, immature, and tragically avoidable. The family hustle? Dead. This was family drama at its messiest. Here's where it gets bigger than the Harris family. Because let's be honest, the rap game is basically haunted by the ghost of DNA tests. King's scandal is just the latest chapter in a long, messy saga that has dragged rappers through tabloids, courtrooms, and endless social media debates. Future? The man could host a Maury marathon with all the women claiming he fathered their kids. Drake? He tried to dodge the Sophie Brousseau pregnancy until a DNA test forced him to accept Adonis and flip the narrative into proud fatherhood. Real quick, do you think T.I. went too far exposing his own son, or was this tough love that King desperately needed? Drop too harsh or tough love in the comments. I'll be looking to see which side the people really stand on.
And I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for Family Hustle. Right. That does come with some, it's some adversity.
Offset, Chief Keef, even Jay-Z back in the rumor mill days. Hip-hop and paternity scandals go hand in hand. The formula is almost too familiar. Woman steps forward, pregnancy claims fly, the internet takes sides, and DNA becomes the ultimate decider. Sometimes the tests confirm the suspicions. Other times, like with King Harris, they rip the story apart and expose just how dangerous clout chasing can get. And let's not forget the most recent chaos with Lil Baby. An OnlyFans model blasted him online, begging him to step up for her daughter, posting side-by-side photos as proof. But social media receipts aren't DNA, and fans weren't buying it. The story smelled like clout chasing dressed up as maternal struggle. That's the same stench lingering around King's saga with Big Nana. It's not just about love gone wrong. It's about how fame makes every relationship a potential transaction, every baby a potential bag, and every scandal a viral headline. Now the real question, where does King Harris go from here? He's humiliated, exposed, and stuck in the shadow of a father who was right all along. On one hand, this could be the wake-up call he desperately needed, the moment that forces him to cut ties, refocus on music, and rebuild his image without the distractions. On the other hand, pride is a dangerous thing, and King has shown time and time again that he hates being proven wrong. Will he spiral deeper into rebellion, or finally step up and learn from this painful, very public L?
Was his supposed baby mother. Come to find out, she didn't know who her baby daddy was, I guess, and it is not King. They did a DNA test, and the DNA test came back that that's not his child. So obviously T.I. is very upset because he was expecting a grandchild out of this, spent thousands and thousands of dollars on caterers and photo shoots and everything for his.
T.I., for his part, looks like the seasoned veteran who just saved his son from a lifetime of unnecessary baggage. He wasn't just flexing control, he was passing down survival skills in the most brutal way possible. Fans may debate whether he was too harsh, but the outcome is undeniable. King dodged a bullet. A baby that wasn't his could have locked him into years of drama, child support, and headlines that would haunt his career before it even started.
I'm a very nice guy. I wouldn't harm a fly. I wouldn't squash a bug. You hear me? I don't condone. Yeah, everything is all props. Everything is planned.
But the internet never forgets. DNA test is now stamped on King's name, another meme in a timeline already full of embarrassing live rants and viral missteps. If he wants to bounce back, he'll have to own this moment, not run from it. That means dropping the I Stand on Business act and actually standing on responsibility, rebuilding trust with his family, maturing in the public eye, and proving he can learn from the mess. The stakes? Everything. Because if not, the industry is waiting, ready to chew him up, spit him out, and replace him with the next scandal. So what's your verdict? Did T.I. save his son from a lifetime of baggage, or just humiliate him in front of the world? Let me know in the comments. Smash that like button if you stayed locked in, and don't forget to subscribe, because if there's one thing we know about this family, it's that the drama doesn't stop here.